2024 farm rebuild, rig 3. So there's rig 2 from our last video that we built. A little over 2 days. Uptime on Nexa. Got Overture going quite well. And we're gonna do number 3. So this is the 11400 CPU on the Prime Z590V, which had been running all those 3060s. And it's going to become our Intel rig. So those are the two A770 LEs that I have mined with in the past. They're just off for the moment. I did have one in my personal rig that I intended to game with, and it mined well, it gamed well, it did everything well, but it couldn't do them both at the same time, and I need that. Because of the dual, anytime I had dual monitors in the A770 and it was mining, if I pulled up any website with any type of animation, the whole video would black out, and then I'd have to restart the computer. So, I know, like, oh, turn off the miners or whatever, but no, I have NVIDIAs that don't do that at all. I mean, it's not something that I could do, but that's only because I'm a miner. So if you're just mining with it, can't say I recommend buy one, but if you have one, you should mine with it. And you can also put it in your gamer, but you can't mine with it and do stuff. So it doesn't work for me, but still a good GPU. So we're gonna get this prepped to go into this little ATX case over here. I can't find the I/O. That's the only thing that's kind of bothering me. So I'll keep poking around. But for now, we're gonna pull out. These are two 16 gigabyte sticks of 3200 CL16. What are those? PNY? I don't know. They're one of the cheap ones I had gotten a good deal on early on, and we're gonna move that over. To the 5900X, which is RAMless, because I stole its RAM to build this monster. So, I got this a while back to test out. It's like silly. Two 8 gig sticks, CL16. So CL16 is kind of that catch-all where you're gonna get a whole bunch of crap on CL16 3200, but we'll test it. We'll see. We'll give everything a chance. But these ones, for sure, they're freaking awesome. I have those in, well, a lot of stuff. And there's another 4-pack of them. So they're a very good RAM for the price. Very durable. Okay, so let's make this 16 gigabyte sticks 8 gigabyte sticks. And on the random X side, with XMP, we're around 4250. So I'll try to hurry up and catch that so we're on the same epoch or era or whatever before it changes. And unfortunately, I don't have my power meter available. It's on something that's chasing a block right now, and I can't unplug it. So we'll see. Oh, 40, 30, 42. Yeah. So we'll just say 4 to 42. Well, it is a rather good-looking RAM. I have to give it that. And then it comes with that little sticker. So the reason I wanted to try this one was that it had the cooler on it, but it was still a little bit low profile. So the cooler stops right at the top of the RAM rather than going up like that PNY did. So it is so hard. This just came in today. It is so hard not to put that in that motherboard, but its motherboard comes tomorrow. So we'll try to be responsible. Um, this is it. This is the specs, and we'll see. So not the best price in the world. It's not like a super great deal, but it's not a bad deal. And I knew needed some 8 gig sticks, so we'll give it a go. It's a decent deal, being from a prominent retailer with an easy return policy. I should say it like that. So let's get these suckers in. Okay, so we got our fancy new low profile RAM. Low profile to us, anyways. But holy smokes, did we take a ding on RandomX? I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that at all. So I don't know. Let's do a restart, and then we'll revert back to the other RAM just to make sure that's what it was. Okay, well, it's amazing what a restart will do. Good, because I was kind of worried there. I didn't expect to lose that much hash rate at all. So, but I changed nothing. That was just restart, and we're back in business, and looking good. So while it was like kind of rebooting, I thought, well, maybe it was a single rank, dual rank situation, but doesn't matter. Nothing changed. We're all good. Might even be a little better. So. Woohoo! Alright, but I do have to wait until tomorrow, because we're going to get rid of this spinny platter. I've got 2 more little Patriot drives coming tomorrow, so for tonight I'll just copy some of the files I want, and then rather than do a copy, I think I'm just going to go ahead and do a fresh install. And so that'll be it for tonight, but we'll get our M.2 in there. Say goodbye to this fella. You've been a very good worker, thank you. And we'll deal with those later. I'm not ready to hook all my CPUs up yet. But yeah, we'll get the M2 in there, and then we'll get that motherboard in here. And we'll get our 2 A770s. We'll have an all Intel rig. So we'll see you in the morning. Hey, I'm glad you made it back. Good to see you. It's the next day. Let's see what's going on. Hey, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know. It seems to work well. I do like it. It looks good. The low profile is neat. And it's just regular price on Amazon. I kind of consider the 16 gig kits for like $30 and the 32 gigs for 60. That's kind of the retail price for a decent set. Now the mail came in today, so we've got our motherboard. I love these 570s. And the price is fantastic for open box. I think this is the 5th one. I don't know. I have a lot of these. That's kind of my default. They're great boards. They don't have the best MOSFETs, but I mean, as a package for $80, that's pretty hard to beat. And this one actually came with a box, so instead of those little white generic boxes or whatever. And then I ordered this as well. So I generally don't go for the super high-end stuff, because by the time I'm selling these are going to be like mid-range gaming computers, you know. But I do want to test, so I spent a little more and got some of the better RAM timing. So, but you can see that's twice as expensive. So it'll be fun to test, but I can't say I recommend doubling your RAM price. But I don't know. Maybe I'll be proven wrong. Had a decent sale on there, and then 2 more hard drives. So get that swapped out. Get rid of some cables. Get rid of that big old chunk of metal. And yeah, so 14, 14, 14 versus 16, 20, 20. be fun to see what's up and get that guy in there. So I'm thinking the 5950 will probably end up in a frame like the Ovalture, and I'll probably get one more of those Thermalright AIOs. I really like that on these small frames. And if I do that setup with the 5950, then I could free up this whole frame by putting all of my GDDR6, well, the FTW3 portion of my GDDR6, into one of those small frames with that 5950. So that's kind of the direction I'm leaning, but I would be like a week before I could afford to do another order. So I don't know if it'll be worth the delay. I think it is. I think it is. I think that would be a pretty sweet little rig paired up with that 1600 watt EVGA Platinum. And that would be a nice compact, really dense rig. So that's kind of my thoughts for one of the next ones. Like I say, I'm redoing the whole farm, so it's a good time to do it. And I've been buying little pieces to do this for, good golly, several months in anticipation of being ready for this. So, but we'll see. It's probably the fanciest RAM I'll ever buy in my life. But we'll see. We'll see. All right, well, let's get this hard drive in. Alright, so we got our 3.0 hard drive in the 3.0 slot. Got all our little plugs hooked in so we can use the switch, and got some RGB fans, woo woo, and the RGB on there. So I'm not going to hook up the USB controller for the ARCs, because last time I did, I noticed no difference, like, at all. So we'll see. Hopefully I can set that CPU fan, like the Lenovo's have a CPU temperature setting. So you can go like, red, green, yellow. So I can't remember if Asus fan stuff has that or not, but I'll bet I can find something. So, all right, well, let's get this other card in and get this Intel rig popping. Do some AVX 512 stuff with old CPUs. Okay, so I tried a couple ways to wire manage this, and there is no way to do it and look good with the cables that I've got. So if it all works out, I'll get some more of these 180 adapters, which I actually fitted before when those were going to be in my personal, before I realized you couldn't control voltage onto in Windows. But I digress. Let's see what it does. Alright. Please work. God dang, that's bright. I wasn't ready for that. That's a lot. Too much RGB. Okay. These fans aren't spinning though. Okay, well, I'll see if I can get a signal out of this thing. And it might be kind of cool. Well, it didn't go smoothly. So, I pulled the motherboard out, because after I put it all up in the case, I'd go to push the power button, and it would act just like the CPU had no power. Like, it would just, like the 8-pin CPU, it would just like flash on, little light, nothing. And I pulled that out because those lights were staying on in the case, so I could tell something was wrong, and I didn't really know what. So I thought, okay, well, let's go back to last time it worked. It wasn't in the case, didn't have a GPU, And so I got it on the bench, and same thing. Sometimes the RGB on the CPU fan would flash, sometimes it wouldn't, and it would just do nothing. Just very minimal speed on the CPU fan, and everything else just nothing. So I was like, well, all right. So finally had a little bit of time this afternoon to troubleshoot. So kind of go through that process and maybe show some things that you can do in that scenario. This actually, so I just pull up the pinout test. I tried to reach in when I had my plug connected to the main 24 pin, but I could not get my test sleeves far enough to go into the back. And I don't have one of those, automated plug and play PSU testers. And so basically, just turn the PSU on and jumped that, started to test. Well, actually, this is the second thing I did. First thing I did was test the CPU 8 pin, and it was good. It was ground, 12, 12, 12. So I was like, well, kind of had me worried, so because that's kind of exactly what I thought it was. I thought that cable was going to be loose or something on the board side, or I don't. It's almost always that 8 pin when it kicks on and kicks off. So I went through to test this and had no 3.3. Negative 12 was negative 0.7. No positive 12. Yeah, I was like, what in the world is going on? This power supply. And no, I think we found the problem. I pulled the PSU out, and it doesn't look like we were clipped. So hopefully, rookie mistake and move on. Hopefully we didn't fry anything, and hopefully you can plug your clips in and not be like me and almost ruin stuff. So let's plug that in. Let's see if we'll get a signal, and then start all over because I'm a knucklehead. So we're all plugged in, and then when I plugged it in, I learned that it actually was clipped in. This clip just doesn't connect very well. So I'll be rather careful with that particular cable when I do install it. And then I think I initially installed it so that the fan was up, so it would pull air from inside the case and then exhaust it through the PSU from the back. And this time, knowing that cable is a little screwy, I'll go ahead and mount it upside down and draw air in from the outside. I do have a little filter, so I'll find that for that bottom portion. And so I think it's going to work. Is it on already? Yeah, so it's on. Just Google searched the pinout, so we'll go through and test the 3, 3, 5, and 12. And we're going to find our ground on the top right there. I went ahead and oriented it here. Let's see if we can do this with one hand. Right. Hey, 3, 3. Where's our 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, and hey, our 5-volt rail. And where's our 12? They're down at the bottom, right? Yeah. So we'll do our 12. Work. Go to your home. 12, 12. Okay, that's awesome. I think that was gonna be it then. So I'll bet our CPU. Oh, you biscuit. All right, I'll be back. Okay, well this one was a little more difficult. It's a little more squirrely on the wire. Confirm our 12 volts on the CPU connector, maybe. I wish I had 3 hands. There we go. Yeah, okay. Well, I am a goofus. I wasted a bunch of time. And we'll double check my cables from now on. Okay, well, let's install this again. And we'll install this again. We're pretty well wire managed from the last install, so. Okay, here we go. Okay, I got it back on the bench. Let's see. Oh man. Hopefully everything's okay. Let's see. Oh my god. I was so worried that I messed something up. Boop, boop, boop. Please. Please. Sweet. Sweet, 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 sweet. So there's no OS, so that's fine. Man, I was worried. That's awesome. Okay. Back on track. All right. Well, I went ahead and loaded Windows. Got it all going. Got HWin installed, a couple miners. And I didn't do anything with the RGB. We'll just let it go for now, but we'll sync that up later somehow. I like to get it like blue or purple or something. So we'll see. But yeah, it's in there. It's in the case. So we'll put some Intel cards in there and see what's happening. Man, I'm glad it was just that cable. That's awesome. I thought I lost that board. That's amazing. Alright, we got one card in. Got our ARC control panel installed. Moving on. Intel Blue. Yeah, baby. That is clean AF. A little bit of AuraSync. Took right care of it. So I don't know why it wasn't picking up before. I've had some finicky rigs lately. Restarts have started so much. Well, I guess this wasn't a restart. I actually had to reinstall that ARC control. Or not the ARC control, the AuraSync for the ARCs. But we are all blue and pretty. So we've got our MMPOS on there. I joke around a lot about Windows. I run Windows because I generally don't want other people involved in my business. And so I see no reason to add another entity in between me and a keyboard. I definitely understand that for large farms. I definitely get it for remote farms, but like, I'm here all the time. I work from home. It is extremely easy for me to just go click through Windows. And there's some other perks as well. So I do other things with Windows while these are mining on a lot of PCs that aren't really compatible with Linux. So, but like in the last ARC video where I wanted this to be my personal rig, which I really wish I could have, I can only control one GPU as far as voltage in Windows. So I've been told MMPOS does really well here. I've watched some of the videos on it from Rusky. So sorry, Rusky's Crypto Cave, and you know, I've had friends that have been on it for a very long time and know the developers and all that stuff. So it seems to be a wonderful system. I will never recommend you know, that you go get this, go do that, go pay for that, because there isn't. That's just flat out false if anybody tells you that, because everybody's setup is different. So there's caveats to everything. So I'll just show you what's here and tell you why I'm using it. And but I have heard very good things. So we'll see. And then I did some Google searching, and it said OpenRGB works on Linux. So I'm gonna try to get OpenRGB on here, because I gotta be honest with you, if I can't control those fans, I'm gonna be a little disappointed in this build. So we'll see. But it works. It's done. It was beautiful. It's kind of beautiful now. And well, them babies are hot. And clearly I'm missing something. I have no fan control, and even though I went into here to do my OCs, they're not taking, and I cannot find voltage control. I have no temperature reading. I have no fan reading. So I'll get with my friends, and but if I don't have fan or voltage control, then I'm better off in Windows. So it's a little disappointing. That was the whole purpose of this build, was to have two in one place with voltage and fan control. So that'll be pretty disappointing if that's what this is. So, all right. Well, we'll see. Good night. Another late night. Time to go to bed. Okay. Well, I have wasted a lot of my time, and I'm still going to post this in the hopes that you don't waste yours. There is no voltage nor fan control in MMPOS. So, I spoke to my friend who is very knowledgeable on the platform, and I'm just a big goofball and made an assumption. So now I'm paying for it, and you don't have to. So you'll see in my last Dual A770 build. Now I've done it twice, like a goober. But I'm done trying to get two of these into one machine. So I'm gonna put two 3080s in here because they didn't really have a home yet. I didn't know what I was gonna do with them. They're my two Dells, which are just amazing little cards. They don't have the best cooling, but holy crap, they're durable. So I'm gonna put those in here, and we'll get a good amount of airflow. And so these A770s, I'll just put one in two different CPU miners, and that way I can use the ARC control, which you can once again see in my last ARC video from Scatterbench, and you can control the voltage, and then you can use which one? Oh my gosh, is it Predator? Yeah, I think it's the Acer Predator Bifrost software. And so you can control fan speed in that within Windows. Fan speed works on both cards. Voltage control only works on one card. So we'll just put one card in a CPU rig, put one card in another CPU rig, and be all done. But to finish this build, which has took a lot of wild turns, let's get some 3080s in here. Finish our matchy card rig builds. Good golly, what a mistake. Alright, well, we're in our final form. I got our two Dell 3080s, got the 11400 on underneath the Overkill Cooler Master. So I'm still pretty happy with it. At least these 3080s are in a permanent home. They've just been laying on the top of another gaming PC case for longer than I would like to admit. But with these not being very flashy cards, I think I'll probably just put some regular dark fans in the front. We'll leave the RGB on the core so that I can just kind of look at it from a distance and make sure everything's on okay and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if I'll go with an anti-sag bracket. I'm thinking more, I'm gonna put the panels on, and I might lay it down flat on its back maybe. I think that might be a better option. So, but it's built, it's on, it's been on for a little over 12 hours, I think. No, that's not right. Yeah, so the fans came on at 4:30 this afternoon. And then it's almost 4 a.m. So yeah, almost 12 hours. Do it on Pyron. And see how we've been doing. Yeah, so 2 so far at 12 hours. We're kind of right on par with what I need to be to cover electricity. I just rounded the price down to its lowest, which was 12 days ago, and the screen's doing its thing. Basically, I need 4 blocks to cover electricity. So I don't think that'll be a problem. They can easily get 4. I had a friend send me that those were hitting, and then I'm still on here for now because I'm trying to link my farm with my friends, and I guess a rig has to be on for 24 hours, so, or you know, something close to that. Um, so we'll just let it go. I've got very conservative, like silly low overclocks with higher voltage, just to make sure that it doesn't turn off, so I can. And then once I can get the, you know, what I need to do there with him, then I'll pull it back off into Windows. Get all those OCs put in, and then pull back and put these, or put all the OCs into MMPOS, so that way I can be dual if I want to, and go either way. So it's just a matter of plugging in the USB. Everything's already set up. Alright, well, I have rambled and built this computer way too many times, so I'm going to call it. Thank you. I hope that you've learned some of the assumptions I had, and maybe they were just common knowledge, and I'm just a goofus. I don't know. But either way, happy hashing. Keep building. We're on number 3. Redoing the whole farm. So, it's our first one. It's our second one. Whoop whoop. And there's our third one. Get those RGB fans out. Alright, well, I'll see you for number 4. Coming up soon. Peace.